Hi, my name's Graham Buffington, and I'm here to show you what the excalibur saw is all about. As you can see, I had one which I've owned for approximately 2 years. Okay, it's a good saw, there's no worries about that. It's got some real good features about it, but it's got some real bad features, and I'm here today just to show you what they actually are. Now, the first one, which will undo this here. Right, this here is the tightening screw for the blade. Okay. Now, this bit right here is aluminium. Okay. Now, what they've done, they've put a thread in the aluminium and put a steel bolt to tighten for a clamp. Now, you don't go around making aluminium nuts for bolts, so why would you possibly do that? I've replaced this now once with the original. Now it's just about due to be replaced again. As you can see, there's a lot of slop in that thread already. Now, I'll be drilling this out and putting a helicoil. Those of you who don't know what a helicoil is, it's just a thread you put back in, which is a steel thread. Now you can either do that or you can drill it out and put a plug in there and then put a steel thread inside that again. But that's just ridiculous, having an aluminium thread. And I do the same with the bottom one as well. Now when that thread does wear out, you can change it over to the other side with taking that one out and putting it over there, but you've still got the same problem. If it strips out, you're going to be right back where you started from. The other thing which is under here is an adjustment, and unfortunately I haven't got the cover undone, but that's not going to be a problem as soon as I can find the right Allen key. I think I might come back to that a little bit. Okay, we'll come around the other side. Okay, now, this bit here, this one here does all your main work. Okay, I've replaced this twice so far with an aluminium one, which is the original. Both times I've had it come loose on the bearing. Okay, now it's a steel bearing, again, inside an aluminium housing. It will slip. The reason for that is this little area here can get quite warm, and the aluminium will expand quicker than what the steel will, so it will come loose and start spinning in there. Once it starts spinning, it wears the aluminium out. Again, they've only put a shielded bearing in here, which means you can't lubricate, it doesn't hold its lubricant properly. I've put a sealed bearing back in, which will hold its lubricant, and it'll also stop the dust from getting in there. Now, this arm here, which goes right down to the bottom and operates both your arms for moving the blade, did break. Now, it takes a fair bit of force to break that, because it doesn't do all that much work. Now, the reason mine broke was it had a blowhole in the middle of the casting. Alright, now I'm not blaming anybody for that. That just happens. Unfortunately, I can't show it to you because I've got rid of it. I did try welding it back again, but it didn't last. It just broke again, which is normal for aluminium when you try and weld it. It got too hot and crystallized, and then it was finished. So I've replaced it. I haven't had any trouble with that particular arm since. And I don't really have much of a problem with that setup. But again, this one here I have replaced with steel now, and it is going quite well. Okay, that's another little advantage actually. They've got a bolt here with a ball bearing on the end of it, which holds the arm movement. That's readily adjustable, and you've got to sort of keep the adjustment on it, otherwise your arm will just keep dropping down. It's not really a disadvantage, it's just something that's is worth mentioning. The actual, look, the overall saw quality is good, but they've just got a few design faults which, as far as I'm concerned, they should repair. Now, this particular one here, made out of steel, I'd be willing to pay an extra $100 for the machine if that was steel, because that's all that's mainly wrong with the whole system. But again, all your bearings and everything else on this machine are all exposed. Now it's fairly hard to get roller bearings with seals in them. In fact, I don't think they even make them. So maybe they could go from a roller bearing to a ball bearing with seals. I don't know whether that's pliable or not. Up here you've got your height adjustment, your tension adjustment for your blade. Good. Once it's set, you basically just leave it anyway, so that's okay. I haven't had a problem with that. Right, I'll go and take this other cover off and I'll just show you the bit inside which broke. Okay, just hang on. Okay, with the cover removed off the top, which is that one there, which has, by the way, your speed control and switch in the front, which is a good setup. Easy to use. I don't know whether we can get in here or not. With the light, not very well. No. Anyway, you can see in there's a joining piece for this arm, which is adjustable, will adjust your backwards and forwards motion for your blade. Now, when I got mine, this broke. The bolt actually didn't break, it stripped. When I pulled it apart, I found the bolt was only into the one thread by 4 threads, which is very little, and it just stripped out, which is normal. It would do. It's a left and right hand thread thing in there that you can screw like a shackle. Yeah, that's just another little problem I had with the saw. But now I've replaced it and got it well and truly into the nut properly. It doesn't seem to be a problem anymore. Now also, when I got this machine, the backwards and forwards movement for the blade, which goes backwards and forwards that way, was so aggressive that I could hardly read the line or cut to the line. And that was the reason this piece up here broke in the first place, because it was so wrong. Since then I've rectified that little problem. Now I'd hardly have any backwards and forwards movement at all. It's very limited. Look, the saw's quite balanced. I like the big table. Gives you plenty of room to work on. But all in all, look, it is a good machine. There's no worries about that. I'm not knocking the machine itself, but it does have a few design problems, which I don't know whether General International or whoever make it now are going to address or not, but that's up to them entirely. Now, it has General International written on in there, but you'll find that it is made in Taiwan. Now, I don't know where you people get off about saying it's good for the economy and everything else for America. It's good for the economy for Taiwan, maybe. All they do is make them over there, import them to America or whatever, and flog them off. Yeah, okay, we won't go any further into that. Okay, thanks for your time, and good scrolling. I hope you're scrolling. Bye now.